Some of you are wondering about your children. What becomes of them on a soul level? And how do all these teachings apply to them? We will tell you this. Your children are not your children in the way you perceive them. Yes, they are young and vulnerable. Yes, they do need to be protected and cared for. Yet they are so much more than this. You tend to treat your children as if they were lesser individuals, as if they did not deserve the respect that adults do simply because they are children. Your children, however, have all the same feelings and frustrations you do, and more, given that their maturity level has not yet developed. Sadly, they are often treated by the adults in their lives as if their feelings did not matter. Adults tend to behave one way and tell their children to behave another. They are told they should not be selfish, angry, or afraid. Yet this is exactly what the child is observing from the parent. It is no wonder the cycle of dysfunction has endured as long as it has within your world. This type of thinking and behavior crosses all boundaries of culture, class, and ethnicity. There is no better culture that exists on earth. What we would like to relay is that your children are your teachers. They have the innocence, love, and overall abundance of spirit which all of you possess, but most of you have forgotten. Your children are the wise ones who will teach you unconditional love, fairness, and forgiveness. They will show you how to be successful by all their attempts to capture whatever they want. Children inherently do not give up easily, but typically it is groomed out of them. Observe your children at play and notice their magnificent imaginations and their ability to be mesmerized and entertained by the simplest objects. In their minds, these are their playthings. They make the inanimate animate, and they do this freely and without reserve. These are the lessons we would like you to learn from your children. We would also like to speak to you about the adults who have lost their children. When a tragedy befalls one of your own, it is not an accident. Whether it is illness, injury, or an intentional act, there are no accidents in death. There are only experiences experienced by humans for the purpose of understanding something more powerful than their minds can comprehend. There are realizations that can only be understood through direct experience. Losing a child is one of the most difficult human experiences. It is also one of the most enduring. It is a tragedy to lose a child. Make no mistake about it. But the child in question, along with his or her parents, choose the experience at a soul level. In the end, experience is all there is in your world. Nothing is permanent. The lessons which are learned in your short time upon the earth can be profound and perplexing, to say the least. There are options, of course, and these are the possibilities of your lives, the portions of your lives which have some variability. The probabilities are the areas of your lives which will be. In other words, some of you may have chosen to lose a child while he or she was still young, but the way in which it happens is variable. The time frame can also be variable to an extent, but ultimately, people's possibilities come to pass. This is why when something of great significance happens in one's life, there is a foreshadowing, a happenstance that gives one a brief glimpse into the future. It can come in the form of anything from a dream to an amazing coincidence. These probable situations are what give your life direction. The tragedy of losing a child gives one's life an incomprehensible shift. If it is viewed as simply a tragedy, and no greater understanding is achieved, it is still not an accident. The happening was not in vain. Remember, the lives you are living are transient. You only take with you the experiences and the love. All else will pass. The loved ones who are with you now, and were with you before, will be with you eternally. It is a never-ending process of rebirth and experience. Take your children to your hearts and live by their example. If the adults today can take this understanding to the next generation and build from there will be an amazing transformation in the collective consciousness of your species.